And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with the show that has hit prime time hours due to power outages, only known as Music Village. And one thing I can say that we got lucky when we were doing the Great American Bash midweek pay-per-view results, when the power went out, we were able to save it just before the power cut off. So for those complaining about it being one giant part, if we had to split it into two parts, we would have lost the whole thing. So we'll shorten it next time. And speaking of time, folks, I'm looking at my watch right now. Oh, it's just about that time. It's the witching hour, which means it's time for us to be brought up to speed on news stories from this week from, you guessed it, all around the world. And in our first news story, and an exciting news for you Funny Pages fans out there, it looks like Gary Larson, for the first time in well over 25 years, would bring back his classic comic series of The Far Side. Now, unfortunately for those out there thinking that he would bring it back to the Funny Pages with newspapers slowly but surely dying out, he would bring it back to the digital age in the form of having it online, a part of his website known as thefarside.com. And Gary Larson would say the following for the reason why in the world he was inspired to bring the comics back, by saying the following. So a few years ago, finally fed up with my once loyal but now reliably traitorous pen, I decided to try a digital tablet. I knew nothing about these devices but hoped it would just get me through my annual Christmas card ordeal. I got one, fired it up, and lo and behold, something totally unexpected happened. Within moments, I was having fun drawing again. I was stunned at all of the tools the thing offered, all the creative potential it contained, and I simply had no idea how far these things have evolved. Perhaps fittingly, the first thing I drew was Caveman. And from then on, he decided to recreate the series and bring it to the online digital world. And in my opinion, it's great to see The Far Side return once again, seeing the fact that I remembered a long time ago my uncle had a giant oversized book with Far Side comics in it, and one of my favorite ones that he did to this day was a cow waking up from a nightmare screaming, "The arches! The golden arches! They got me!" Referring to McDonald's in that classic moment that a cow's nightmare was to head off to there. And for any of you out there who wants to check out all of the classic work plus the new work of the Far Side comics, you can go ahead and head on over to the website only known as thefarside.com to check it out for yourself. And in other news, and more or less news from the sea, for you fans out there looking for a new and exciting way to watch movies in Paris, I have some good news for you. Because it's been announced starting next week in Paris, you can now watch movies across the beautiful river of the Seine River in Paris. And a part of the theater experience will be called the Cinema Soleil, which translates to cinema on the water, which I probably said wrong in French to begin with. And during this said theater-like experience, it will be well over 38 electrical boats that will be able to anchor near the screen. And to make things even interesting, or more interesting than they already are, they've announced that it will be limited to 2 to 6 people per boat. And to get your way into this wonderful theater-like experience, you have to win via a raffle, hoping to secure seats for this said theater-like experience. And in my opinion, a chance to watch a movie in the river, I don't know, because if it's a funny movie, I might laugh and go overboard. If it's a horror movie and I know somebody who's scared of it and tried to lurch or leech onto me, then we're gonna have a real problem, because both of us is gonna go overboard if the boat tips over. But I got a feeling they got some form of safety precautions just in case something like that happens. Fingers crossed. And for those out there who wants to go and check out and see if you can get your name involved with the raffle, or even check out some cool pictures for this said theater-like experience, you can head on over to the website only known as consequencesofsound.net to check it out for yourselves. And the theater experience will begin starting July 18th of 2020. Just in case those in the future look back at this and say, is it this July 18th? No, it's this July 18th in the year of 2020. No. Just to clear up the confusion. And in other news, for you fans out there of the classic show of The Weakest Link, I have some good news for you. Because it's been announced that Glee's own Jane Lynch will be the new host for the perfectly rebooted edition of The Weakest Link. Now, I don't remember the original host of The Weakest Link, but she's been made fun of more times than less on Mad TV and Saturday Night Live, and sort of will miss her as the host of the said show. But Jane Lynch, by how mean she's been a part of the series Glee, she will fit that role, to quote Ace Ventura, like a glove. And I can't wait to see how in the world this show turns out when it begins production later on this year, with well over 13 episodes to look forward to in the near future. And for those out there who wants to go ahead and check out any other further updates of when this show will hit your television sets, you can head on over to the website of one man only known as NBC.com, or head on over to their Twitter page known as NBC to check it out for yourselves. And with all those regular news stories out of the way for this week, folks, you guys at home know what time it is. It's time for us to go into yet another edition of Video Game News.
3, 2, 1, go.
And in our first video game news story, for you fans out there of the classic Pokemon Go game, it's been announced that not only you can fight against Team Rocket, but now you get a chance to fight against their two most iconic members of that said legendary Pokemon stealing group, none other than Jesse and James from Team Rocket. And I, for one, who was a big fan of Team Rocket as a kid, but at the same time realizing that they've never, and I mean ever, won a battle against anybody, or any person to be precise, am really wondering what sort of magic are they going to bring to the table besides their classic line of Team Rocket's blasting off again? And not to mention that cool intro that they usually do that my sister somehow memorized by heart. And here's hoping in the near future for this game, besides getting a chance to fight Team Rocket, you can work alongside Team Rocket, or as a cool prize, a chance to fly in that Meowth blimp that they own. And I got a feeling none of that's gonna happen, but hey, a guy can dream. A guy can dream. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out the cool trailer for Jesse and James, along with a cool battle simulation with them as well, you can go ahead and check it out on the Game Informer page, only known as GameInformer.com, to check it out for yourselves. And as a little bit of a heads up, folks, it's only temporary, so make sure you try to do it before the end of this month, before they blast off yet again, and not be seen until next year, because I got a feeling it's going to probably be a yearly event. And in other video game news, for you fans out there of the 2K Battlegrounds game they've announced earlier this year, I have some good news regarding it because it's been announced that not only they have a price, but an official release date for this said game being September 18th of this year. And included in this game, for those who buy the standard edition, which is only $40, you get a chance to play with not only the rated R Superstar Edge if you pre-order, but you will also get a chance to play with other legendary characters in the mix, including The Undertaker as one of them. But for those who decide to go all out and pay the $50 price for this game, you get a chance to play as Stone Cold Steve Austin, The Rock, Ronda Rousey, plus get well over 1,100 golden bucks to use to spend to unlock other characters for this said game. And with the fact that this game automatically reminds me of WWE All-Stars with a little bit more silliness in it than usual, I can't wait to see New Legacy Inc. break this game a new one to see what silliness they can find in it. Really looking forward to that. And for those out there who wants to check the stills and the screenshots for these said characters, you can head on over to the Game Informer page, only known as GameInformer.com, or head on over to the Twitter page of 2K Games to check it out over there as well as other different character stills they're going to unlock over the next couple of weeks, which should be exciting. And in other video game news, for those out there looking to get your wings in the world of Grand Theft Auto Online, well, they're here to help you for this week and decided to turn this week into a week of aviation by not only giving you double rewards for air cargo sales, triple rewards for stockpile missions, and also decided to give you guys for absolutely free a chance to own your own Nagasaki Ultralight, which can be upgraded with a machine gun to take out people on the streets below at a smooth cruising speed for absolutely free. Now, the only downside to that, folks, you will need a hangar to own this plane for absolutely free. And on top of all of that, folks, on the wheel for this week, they decided to include the Dubashi Wagner, probably one of the fastest cars in the game, or at least in the top 10 list for fast cars that you can win off the lucky wheel for this week. And on top of that, for those who are worried about getting a hangar at a reasonable price, you can get a hangar at 50% off with renovations that are at 50% off as well, including garage properties that are at 50%. And on top of all of that, you can also get the following planes at 40%, including the F-1 Hunter, the LF-22 Starling, the Western Rogue, the big oversized Bambushka, and even get a chance to get the classy Scramjet at 30%, along with a Rocket Voltic, an Osiris, and even a Protogen T20, all on sale for 30%. And with Maestro telling me to tell people at home to call the number at the bottom of their screen to get those deals before they go away, if you guys want to go ahead and check out the complete list of deals that they have for Grand Theft Auto Online or other games that they're having cool events a part of, you can head on over to the Rockstar Social Club page, only known as socialclub.rockstargames.com, right underneath that event section to check out all of the cool events they have for this week for yourselves. And with that said, folks, for this week, you have all officially been brought up to speed. And I guess with that said, we might as well head back to that music one more time. And when we return, we'll be back with the final segment for MusicVillage for this week, right after this. So don't wear your horns out in that night traffic just yet, folks, and stay tuned.